Hi, I'm Senya Lee, your host with Asian Media Network, continuing our community segment on SB1301. This time, we're going to be hearing from the Arizona teachers, faculty members, and parents. How important it is for them to see Asian American history being taught to our younger generations to develop more belonging, connectedness, and safety.
Hi, my name is Astria Wong. I'm the president of OCA Greater Phoenix, and I'm also the interim director for Make Us Visible. We are the one that put together the bill, Senate bill, SB1301 this year to the legislature. And it was passed in the Senate and got to the House Education Committee, got passed, and now it is in the Rules Committee. So hopefully that we will get to see it for the Committee on the whole to vote on it and then get passed this year, because it's so important that Asian Americans being noticed and accepted and recognized as Americans. Asian Americans has been in Arizona since 1600s and has a lot of contributions. For example, APS was founded and developed by a Japanese American, and most people don't even know it. Without him, we wouldn't have lights today. So that's just one little example. There's many of them. Another one that is important is like the prenatal treatments and care for the women. If that was not a Chinese Asian American that really developed and worked on that, we wouldn't have that today, that the babies are not going to have as better nutrition as they had been right now. So with that, you can see how important to know those little tidbits. Unfortunately, none of this is being taught in school, so none of Americans, including Asian Americans, know anything about our contribution in America. And we fought the war. We have all kinds of different things. Like another interesting tidbit is that, do you know fiber optic was developed by Indian American? Without that, we wouldn't have TV. So guess what? This is very, very important to all of us to make sure that we pass SB1301. And if it's possible, please give a call to your House of Representatives that is going to be voting on this. This is the last week and for the session, and hopefully that we all get together and help this bill have its passage through this session so that we don't have to continue on next time. But if we have to do it, you know what? We are going to be there next year. But let's just pray that we will have it this year.
Yeah, hi. My name is Dr. Naveed Khan, and I'm a physician in the Phoenix area. I practice here for last 33 years in different hospitals, including Banner System and Chandler Hospital. And also, I am a co-founder of Sahara Programs. We have a shelter for domestic violence. Also, we have a free clinic and also free learning center for underserved area. We are planning to open dental clinic and also eye screening clinic very soon. So today I'm going to just talk about this SB13, and it is important to know that this is a important thing. What is the contribution of Asian Pacific community in America? My kids grown here, they born here. I was surprised to see there is not anything mentioned about the American Asian in the textbook or where in the school. So most people, including my kids, are, because they born here, they live there, their friends are here, they don't know the history of Asian American, how their parents came here, how hard they worked. I mean, remember the Chinese came here long ago, hundreds of years ago. They built the railroad here. Then there are people who fight with the American forces in different wars. And Japanese came here. The only information I got is when my kids were growing up, they mentioned about the camp when Japanese were put on camp in World War II, including in Phoenix. So my personal story is we teach the student, medical student in our university and in our hospital, and they are really, I mean, the only information is like for the Asian or Pacific people is very limited. So what happened during the COVID time, there was like a lot of physicians, they don't want to work with this high risk group, which are COVID floor. And there was I have a friend, he's a Korean, he's a doctor, and he volunteered. And I was with him all the time, and he worked very hard. He would go to ICU, and he treat those people, risk his life. And then one day he came and he told me that his son, who is in second grade, the girl who sit next to his son told him that you should go back to China because this is a China virus. So it is very important, not only for our kids, but the kids, American kids, that they should know what is the history, how we came here, and how we can make a difference. Like for us, like even in charity work, we have this organization called Sahara. We work with all the community, including Spanish, Black, and we give lot of what we get it from this America back to these communities. So my request is, if you have any connection with your state representative, speaker, or rule committee, because it is already passed in Senate. Now it needs to be passed in state. So please make an effort, and whatever you can do, you should do that so it can be passed. It will be beneficial for all the communities, not only just the Asian, but because we are working together, whether it is a Black community, white community, or the Spanish community. So please make an effort and make it possible to pass this bill.
Hi everyone, I'm John Saavedra and I'm Filipino-American and a fully certified educator in Arizona. I've been teaching for 17 years now, and every year my Asian American students often ask me, why aren't we learning about the people who look like us? It's a heartbreaking question because for too long our classroom have failed to tell our story. Asian Americans have been part of this nation's story from the beginning. We built our railroads, served in the military, launched businesses, pioneered advances in science and medicine, and continue to shape every corner of American life. But when the history is left out of the curriculum, students are often feeling invisible. That invisibility fosters misunderstanding, bias, and far too often, hate. That's why I fully support SB1301, a bill that would bring Asian American studies into Arizona K-12 curriculum. This is more than just about representation. This is about giving all students a complete and honest education, where every student, especially to those who are from marginalized communities, can see themselves reflected in the story of America. Calling all our lawmakers to support SB1301, because education should reflect the truth, and every student deserve to see themselves in it.
Hello, my name is Ryan Hayashi. I currently work as a high school mathematics teacher in Gilbert, Arizona. I've worked as a public school educator in middle school and high school in the area for the past 13 years. Based on my experience in the classroom during this time, I would like to share the reasons that I support Senate Bill 1301 to include Asian American history in the standards of the K-12 curriculum in Arizona. To start, I truly believe that the passage of SB 1301 would benefit all students in Arizona. Currently, Arizona's academic standards only mention Asian Americans one time in the entire K-12 curriculum. The exclusion of Asian American history from the curriculum is not only misleading, it is also historically inaccurate. As educators, it is our responsibility to provide students with a rich, detailed, and accurate understanding of our state and nation's history. The reality is that Arizona is a diverse state, and many different cultural groups, including Asian Americans, have made innumerable important contributions to society, from the fields of science and technology to art and culture. All of our students deserve to learn about these important episodes of our state and nation's history. In my own experience as an educator, I've seen the importance of helping students make a personal connection to the curriculum. For Asian American students in particular, the inclusion of these standards will help these young people make connections between their lived reality and the curriculum, which will surely improve both student engagement and academic achievement. At the same time, I truly believe that the inclusion of this history will not only benefit Asian American students, but students of all cultural backgrounds. By learning about the histories and perspectives of many diverse communities, students will develop intercultural competencies, the ability to interact cooperatively and productively with people of different cultural backgrounds. These skills are becoming increasingly essential as our world becomes more and more interconnected. The passage of SB 1301 will also contribute to fostering global citizens, young people who are capable of contributing to their local communities based on a broader global perspective. All of these skills will not only help our students become more competitive in an increasingly globalized economy, they will also help our students develop their humanity by fostering a well-rounded worldview through the consideration of the histories, contributions, and perspectives of Americans from diverse cultural backgrounds. SB 1301 not only is going to benefit students, it will also take the perspective of teachers into consideration. The bill does not constrain educators to teach specific topics within certain timeframes in an already packed curriculum. It provides educators with the flexibility and autonomy to incorporate instruction on these standards based on our own unique context using our own professional expertise. In conclusion, Arizona students should not be robbed of the opportunity to learn about the diverse histories and cultures of the many Americans who call Arizona home. The passage of SB 1301 will be a step in the right direction to ensure that this does not happen. Over the past 3 years, Illinois, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Florida, Delaware, and Wisconsin have each passed Asian American history requirements. As we move forward into the 21st century, into an increasingly diverse and globalized society, I truly hope that Arizona is not left behind. Thank you so much for your support of a well-rounded and accurate curriculum in our K-12 schools that will support all students to become well-informed citizens with broad worldviews, capable of making positive contributions to our great state of Arizona.
You just heard from the faculty members of education, parents, and teachers. And we need your help to push through SB 1301. It's already gone past the House of Senate and the Education Committee. And now it's held at the Rules Committee. And in order for it to be reviewed again, we need your help to contact Steve Montenegro, the Speaker of the Arizona House of Representatives, to tell him how important it is for you to have this bill pass. So please contact him at 602-926-3635. Again, that's 602-926-3635. Also, you can email him at smontenegro, montenegro @azleg.gov. Again, smontenegro @azleg.gov. And stay tuned as we will be continuing to update you about SB 1301. I'm your host, Senya Lee with Asian Media Network, signing off.